Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what we got going on here today. Well, check this out, man. I'ma just get right to it. It looked like the feds then got a hold to one of the guys that was once a part of the Scorpion unit that assisted Yo Gotti and his brother Big Juke set up Young Dolph at the cookie shop. So with that being said, this same guy that was once a part of the Scorpion unit, he's also relatives of Yo Gotti and his brother Big Juke. Man, I told y'all before, it was a whole family affair based around taking out Young Dolph. Because you had Yo Gotti, his brother Big Juke, plus the Scorpion unit. Then you had Lil Migo, his cousin Cornelius Smith, straight drop his brother Jamarcus Johnson. And we can't forget about the people at Makeda's, Pam, Maurice, and Raven, plus Junior. Told y'all, man, everybody got paid a bag based around assisting Yo Gotti and Big Juke take out Young Dolph. Man, y'all gotta understand how many hands was involved in taking out Pepper Route Frank. A lot of hands that was well paid off. So with that being said, the feds already know that Big Juke homeboy, whom is Govin, they know that he ain't got the funds to pay for this whole Young Dolph setup. Him, Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, or any of those guys, they just seen as small fries. And that's another reason why the feds gave Govin a low bond, because they trying to follow the money. They trying to see who actually paid that bag to take out Young Dolph. Because y'all got to understand, they need core evidence. And they couldn't properly provide that core evidence because the Scorpion unit, they was hiding a lot of valuable information based around this whole Young Dolph case. And I'm talking about reports to the camera footage that still never showed itself to the public. The folks is only going off one angle. You mean to tell me the MPD Skycam didn't pick up when that white Benz was coming down airways and pulled up into Makeda's parking lot to show Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith hopping out the white Benz, sending shells at the cookie shop? They never showed us none of that. And again, the reason why, because the Scorpion unit, they was paid off. They was paid to play their position to make sure that nothing comes towards Yo Gotti or Big Juke way. But guess what? They can't hide their hand too long. And the reason why, because they know these guys is talking. Matter of fact, that's the whole reason how Govin got caught up. Because when one of the guys on the Scorpion unit went down for that whole T. Nichols case, they started talking about what happened to Young Dolph. So they won't do all that time based around what they did to T. Nichols. And again, a lot of information that they shared end up connecting back to Yo Gotti and his brother Big Juke. And once Govin got caught up, then Straight Drop Brother came right behind him. Even though Straight Drop Brother, he wasn't there to plan or orchestrate the whole Young Dolph setup. That'll be between Govin, Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, CEO Tizzy, Devin Burns, Big Juke, and even your boy Black Youngster. Those are the guys who all attended that meeting to take out Young Dolph. With that, let's pay our respects to the King of Memphis and say rest in peace to Young Dolph, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Dolph Land. Again, to all my folks in Dolph Land, y'all keep y'all head up out there, my guys. Now we know what's going down. Y'all will soon get justice for Young Dolph's untimely demise. Since Jamarcus Johnson assisted his brother, Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, and that's the reason why Jamarcus got caught up. Because the Alphabet Boys, they knew that Jamarcus would have more information based around this whole case. And that he did. And the reason why, because they tried to pin this whole Young Dolph case on Jamarcus Johnson. And he wasn't going for it. Because he knew he wasn't paid for none of that. So he's leaving that up to Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, and Govin to figure out. And that's the reason why Jamarcus Johnson told everybody position on Yo Gotti's chessboard that assisted in taking out Young Dolph. What I'm saying is, Jamarcus Johnson started naming off all the main players who was at that meeting with Govin to plan to take out Young Dolph. Even though he wasn't there, he got enough information from his brother Straight Drop. And that's the same information that he gave to the Alphabet Boys. So again, going back to the Scorpion unit. See, this what I'm trying to tell y'all. Govin was not the main piece on Yo Gotti's chessboard. It was actually the Scorpion unit, because you need somebody on that department to help hide certain information based around what you're trying to do, you understand? So like I told you guys before, that's what made it difficult for the Alphabet Boys to really go in on this whole Young Dolph case, because it was a lot of valuable information in those reports that the Scorpion unit hid to make sure that they didn't come back around to Yo Gotti or his brother Big Jook. And that's even them deleting Lil Migo post where he said he got lawyer fees and bond money for his cousin Cornelius Smith, which placed a target on his back and anybody else affiliated with CMG or Heavy Camp. We all know that's that type of attention Yo Gotti didn't want. And I told y'all, man, the Scorpion unit, they sat there in that parking lot the whole time watching the setup on Young Dolph take place. And once they got done with Young Dolph, what you think the Scorpion unit went and did? They started grabbing Young Dolph jewelry. When they was supposed to been doing their job, they was actually grabbing Young Dolph jewelry. It just let y'all know that these guys was really doing some bogus activity. Who y'all think snatched Young Dolph jewelry out his whip in 2017 when it got broken into? Yep, the Scorpion unit. And I'm talking about even before Young Dolph got set up. So going back to the Scorpion unit, since they have a lot of information as well, that's the reason why the Alphabet Boys started looking into them guys. Because they knew that the only way you can take out somebody like Young Dolph, you gotta have enough people that's paid in position to make sure that the play on Paper Route Frank go as planned, so everybody could get paid in the end. And dealing with that, the only thing these dudes gonna be spending their money on is commissary. So yeah, I know we like to say follow the money, but it's a little difficult to follow the money when everybody paid off. And again, the whole reason why these guys is getting caught up, because they talking. We all know that once the judge start throwing those numbers out there, everybody talking. Because don't nobody want to do all that time, even though they was paid to do the crime. Plus the reason why they talking, they getting caught up in whole other cases along with this Young Dolph one. It's just crazy that the people you expect to be on the right side, they getting paid off to do the opposite. But y'all gotta understand, that's been going on for the longest. See, it was easy for somebody like Yo Gotti and his brother Big Jook to take out Young Dolph, especially when you knowing a lot of people in the city of Memphis that don't mind getting paid that bag to go against their own morals and principles. It's just that a lot of people who Young Dolph helped, them the same people who assisted in setting him up. And that's a sad situation. Because again, every time we look up, we taking out one of our own. We take out the main people who's been nothing but a positive influence in our communities. We all know that Young Dolph, he motivated the youth to stay out the streets. Because he always let them know, you can't have one foot in and one foot out. Because that's the quickest way you will get caught up or sent up. Now, we already know the reason why Young Dolph got sent up. Because he had some minor beef with Yo Gotti and his brother Big Jook that snowballed into something bigger. To the point where since Young Dolph got sent up, it's hard to come back from this. Meaning that it's going to be difficult for anybody that's affiliated with PRE and CMG to be cool with one another. Even though that's the right way to go, but we all know the streets ain't going to let it slide like that. We can all see that everybody who had their hands in the cookie jar pertaining to taking out Young Dolph, they all trying to hide, trying to stay low key. Because again, they know that everybody is going down based around this whole Young Dolph case. And I'm talking about Black Youngster, Big Jook, Yo Gotti, the Scorpion unit, Lil Migo, and everybody else who thought it was cool to take out somebody like Paper Route Frank. But what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that the Alphabet Boys, they know they really can't bring down the main person unless they have concrete evidence. Because we all know, whoever paid that bag to have Young Dolph removed, they also got enough cash for lawyer fees. So that's not going to be nothing. The Scorpion unit know they not trying to do their time. So they going to give up whoever committed the crime. And that's real. So with that, always be aware and always stay prepared. But hey, we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.